What is more important to you, efficiency or freedom? This is the fundamental question at the heart of the debate between dictatorship and democracy. Dictatorships promise swift action and decisive leadership. Democracies offer freedom of choice and the power of representation. Both systems have their advantages and disadvantages, and history is filled with examples of both their triumphs and failures. The choice between these systems is not merely theoretical, it is a choice that societies around the world grapple with every day. As we face increasingly complex challenges in the 21st century, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of these two systems is more crucial than ever. Dictatorships, for all their flaws, can be brutally efficient. Unburdened by the need for consensus or public debate, dictators can implement policies swiftly and decisively. This can be a significant advantage in times of crisis, where speed is paramount. A dictator can mobilize resources, direct manpower, and implement solutions with a speed that would be the envy of any democracy. However, this efficiency comes at a steep price: the loss of individual freedom. In a dictatorship, the state reigns supreme, and individual rights are subservient to the will of the ruler. Dissent is stifled, opposition is crushed, and the media is tightly controlled. The absence of checks and balances creates an environment ripe for corruption and abuse of power. Democracy, in stark contrast to the streamlined efficiency of a dictatorship, can often appear chaotic and inefficient. The need for consensus building, the constant negotiation between competing interests, and the often glacial pace of decision-making can be frustrating for those who crave swift action. Yet this very messiness is also democracy's greatest strength. By giving voice to a multitude of perspectives, democracy acts as a safety valve, allowing societal pressures to be released through debate and compromise rather than building up into explosive discontent. The right to dissent, the freedom to criticize, and the ability to hold leaders accountable act as crucial safeguards against tyranny and abuse. History is replete with examples of dictators who rose to power on promises of stability and prosperity, only to leave their nations in ruins. While some dictatorships may experience periods of economic growth or social stability, these periods are often fleeting and built on unsustainable foundations. Without the corrective mechanisms of democracy, dictatorships are prone to making catastrophic errors of judgment. Moreover, the suppression of dissent means that potential problems often go unnoticed or unreported until they reach crisis proportions. When the inevitable downturn arrives, the very system that seemed so efficient in good times often proves brittle and incapable of adapting to the challenge. Section 5. The Democratic Advantage: Adapting to Survive. Democracies, despite their apparent inefficiencies, possess a remarkable capacity for adaptation and renewal. The free flow of information, the open exchange of ideas, and the ability to change course through the ballot box allow democracies to adjust to changing circumstances and correct their mistakes. While individual democracies may stumble, the fundamental principles of democratic governance, accountability, transparency, and the rule of law, provide a durable foundation for long-term stability. By diffusing power and ensuring that no one individual or group holds a monopoly on it, democracies create systems that are inherently more resilient and adaptable than their authoritarian counterparts. Section 6. When dictators succeed, a rare breed. While history provides us with a litany of cautionary tales about the dangers of dictatorship, it's important to acknowledge that there have been instances where dictators have governed effectively and even beneficially. In certain situations, particularly in countries with weak institutions or a history of chaos, a strong leader can provide much-needed stability and order. However, these instances are the exception rather than the rule. The success of such leaders often hinges on a rare combination of factors: a benevolent vision, a genuine commitment to the public good, and an astute understanding of the limits of their own power. More often than not, the allure of absolute power proves too seductive, and even well-intentioned dictators succumb to the temptations of corruption and self-aggrandizement. Section 7. The Corruption Conundrum: A Plague on Both Houses. Corruption is a persistent threat to both dictatorships and democracies. In dictatorships, the absence of independent oversight and the concentration of power in the hands of a few create fertile ground for graft and abuse. With no fear of accountability, corrupt officials can operate with impunity, siphoning off public resources and enriching themselves at the expense of the citizenry. Democracies, while not immune to corruption, possess mechanisms to combat it. A free press, an independent judiciary, and the rule of law act as bulwarks against corruption, providing avenues for investigation, prosecution, and redress. While corruption scandals certainly plague democracies, the ability to expose and address these issues openly is a testament to the system's self-correcting mechanisms. Section 8. The long-game democracy's enduring strength. In the long run, it is democracies that have proven to be more stable, more prosperous, and more adaptable to the challenges of the 21st century. The ability to peacefully transfer power, to course-correct through elections, and to channel dissent through constructive means gives democracies a distinct advantage in navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing world. While the allure of quick fixes and strongman solutions may be tempting, especially in times of crisis, it is the enduring strength of democratic institutions and the unwavering belief in the power of the people that ultimately offer the most promising path to a more just, equitable, and prosperous future. Section 9. Finding the balance. A question for the ages. The debate between dictatorship and democracy is not about choosing between good and evil. It is a nuanced conversation about the trade-offs we are willing to make as societies. How much freedom are we willing to sacrifice in the name of efficiency? How much inefficiency are we willing to tolerate in the pursuit of liberty? Finding the right balance between order and freedom, between efficiency and accountability, is an ongoing challenge. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, as the optimal system of governance will vary depending on a nation's unique history, culture, and circumstances. However, by engaging in a thoughtful and informed debate about these fundamental questions, we can strive to create societies that uphold both the dignity of the individual and the common good. Hi guys, it's my first video, so can you tell me if it's good or bad? If there's a problem, please address it. And if you like my channel, then only subscribe. If anyone wants part 2, just say part 2 inches and I will upload it as soon as possible. Catch you later.